purpose is clear. And the games are over. Poltergeist.
Poltergeist came out in 1982 and was directed by Tobe Hooper and tells the story of a family who live in a house and start to experience haunting and terrifying occurrences that are being caused by ghosts. And once their daughter is taken away from them, this family has to struggle to retrieve her back while haunting events continue to unfold towards the family. And this plot has led this film to be one of the best haunted house films of the 80s. Poltergeist is a fantastic film. This movie is really beautifully shot. It has excellent cinematography. And Tobe Hooper did an excellent job with this film. And I also do want to point out something about this film that's very important. I know that there has been a debate for decades on who actually directed this film, whether it was Tobe Hooper or Steven Spielberg. Considering Steven Spielberg is the producer of the film, and he has admitted that he had to go behind the camera multiple times, but Spielberg did come out and say that this is Tobe Hooper's film. This is not Spielberg's film. This is Hooper's creation. But whatever the case was, both Spielberg and Hooper really put their love in this film, and you could really tell. Like I said before, the shots in the film are placed on each scene for the right amount of time. You get to know this specific family. You get to know their chemistry. You get to know how they grow as a family and how they love each other. And it really affects you deeply every time something terrible happens to them. Every time something horrifying strikes, it really does get to you a bit. Like, you want these characters to get out of these situations. These aren't just characters that are just thrown in your typical cliche horror movies. You actually do want this family to win. Another thing that this movie gets right is the amount of drama. This movie is filled with drama, and I really felt like it added to the experience. I never felt like there was a point in the film where the drama felt forced. Considering this is a family, and the situations that they're going through, the spiritual ghosts that keep attacking them, like I said before, these aren't characters that you just want to die. Like, the drama elements really add to this film. It's nothing over the top. It's nothing down below either. It's at a perfect level. It's at just the right spot. There are times where the film does have a few lackluster elements. In particular, it's not really as scary or frightening as it really wants to be. The film is very thrilling, and it's very fun to watch. And like I said, you do care about these characters. But the film isn't necessarily horrifying to, like, maybe The Exorcist kind of horrifying, or maybe even stuff like The Omen or some other horror films during the 80s. I know The Exorcist and The Omen were 70s horror films, basically. But if you were to compare Poltergeist to other 80s horror films, it's not really that scary. But, again, it does pin you to your seat, and it is highly memorable. The actors in this film also really commit, and I also have to put a small tribute to a few late actors that were in this film. Heather O'Rourke, the little girl who passed away a few decades ago, and Dominique Dunn, the older sister who was tragically murdered by her boyfriend back in 1982. Really are fantastic actresses. They really do put their work in this film. And when it comes to kids in horror films, it's really kind of hard to find great casting. But let me just say, all the kids in this movie, they're excellent. There's not a point in this film where I felt like any of them needed more work. They actually felt like children. And I feel like some modern horror films these days don't really do the best job on having children feel like children in the horror films. But back then, you could kind of get away with that. And Poltergeist, not just the children, but is filled with excellent performances all around. Like, it's impossible to miss. My favorite memory of this movie was when I saw it months ago and at my local Harkins movie theater, and they were playing some classic movies. And I decided to take two of my friends to see this film because they've never seen the original Poltergeist, and they absolutely loved it. I told them about the cursed events surrounding the films. I'm not going to say anything about the cursed events, but just in case of anyone here who doesn't know about the cursed events surrounding Poltergeist, look it up, because I think you'll find it pretty intriguing. And there's also a show called Cursed Films where they talk about cursed horror films. Look that stuff up. It's really interesting. But yeah, I told my friends about all the stuff after we finished the movie, and they were very, very shocked and very intrigued too in the movie. I could tell. We were the only three in the theater too because it was technically still during COVID season. But yeah, they both loved it. And let me tell you, it was a much better experience seeing that on the big screen. I really felt like I was in the 80s experiencing something that's really one of a kind, because there's not a lot of horror films that feel like Poltergeist. And for that reason, this film has it has its own spot in the horror genre, and it's very unique because of that. But guys, if you guys haven't seen Poltergeist, I highly recommend you checking it out, especially since it's October in the Halloween season. Check it out. Please do. It is one of the best haunted house films, probably one of the best haunted house films ever made, honestly. It is a fantastic film from start to finish. It has amazing characters, and it's kind of iconic. Especially when you throw Tobe Hooper and Steven Spielberg in the mix. You can never go wrong with a movie like Poltergeist. I'm going to give Poltergeist an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I know this one was kind of a short review, but I actually do kind of want to make some of my horror movie reviews kind of short so I could just make some room to make maybe more than one review per day. Not per day, but anytime I decide to do a review of a horror film, maybe I'll do another one if I feel like it in the same day. It really depends, because sometimes I'm really busy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Look forward to my very next review of Train to Busan. I can't wait to talk about that movie. And I know some of you are really going to watch the review, because I'm sure there are people here who have seen Train to Busan. For real. I am so dying to get ready to talk about that movie. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you. And look forward to more reviews that will be coming very soon. And as always, if you're new here and you like what you see here, why not hit that subscribe button to join the EliB/520 community. And I will see you next time. Peace out.